Talk about transformations. Now, transformations are made up of translations, dilations, reflections, and rotations. So in this particular image, I can look at this and know it's a translation. This is the image. I'm asked about the pre-image. I need to go backwards. So while this going from xy to x minus 2, y plus 3, if I want to go backwards, and I want to go from a prime back to a, then my map, my function is going to actually be x plus 2 and y minus 3. So this image is already moved left 2 and up 3. So I know I'm dealing with the shape down here in this area. I'm going to map each of these points, and let's see. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, then to the right 2, and that's that point. Then this point. I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And those bottom ones you can see line up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I end up with the same shape in isometry, but translated. The key here is knowing that we started with the image and we went to the pre-image. So we had to go backwards from the transformation shown. Number 13, we have another translation, it tells us. And the translation took us from 2, 5 to 6, 3. So we've got to figure out what is that rule there. And when I look at this, I see xy is going to, the 2 changed into a 6, so that was x plus 4. The 5 changed into a 3, so that was y minus 2. So now I need to know I need to do the same thing with 3, negative 2. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. In number 11. Name the vertex of each point after reflected in the y-axis. So the y-axis is right here. The reflection across the y-axis has a rule. So we talked about that rule in class. For me, it's just as easy with the reflection across that y-axis to kind of look at those points. A was 1 unit to the left of the line of the reflection, and so now I'm going to move 1 unit to the right. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3 up, but it's going to be positive 1 instead of negative 1. B is going to reflect to that left side, so it's 1, 2, 3 units to the right, so it's going to be 3 units to the left, so I know the x is negative 3, and the y is 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not change. And same thing with C prime. It was 2 to the right, so I know the reflection is going to take it 2 to the left, and it's down 1, if I'm looking at this right. Oop, there we go. Found the x and y axis, down 1. So it's going to stay down 1. If I draw that, just to kind of give myself that visual, I've got over 1 up 3, left 3 up 4, and then left 2 down 1. Something that looks like that. And you can kind of see those two triangles are spun or crossed over that y-axis. And finally, the last one that we're going to do right now. What are the coordinates of A, B, C after the reflection on the line y equals x? Y equals x, there's that diagonal right there, slope of 1 through the origin. And when I want to reflect across that line, again, we talked about the rule in class, but we can also just talk about going, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and reflecting to right there. So that A prime becomes 1, 2, 3, 1. negative 3, negative 1. B prime, if I look at how to go from B to that, to the, sorry, if I look at how to go from B to the line that I'm reflecting across, and up, sorry, up 4 over 3, so I'm going to go up 4 over 3. So that would be negative 3 comma 4. And did I count that correctly? Nope, sorry, I went over 3. I should have gone over 2. 1, 2, yep. Over 2. That's negative 2. There we go. All right, and then finally C. And for C, if we think about that rule that we talked about in class, in case that's what you're thinking about, C is at 1, 2, 3, 3 comma 0. And to reflect across that line, C is not a 3. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 3 comma 0. Thank you. If we think about that rule that we talked about in class, where we flip and negate and all that kind of good stuff, the 0, because you can't have negative 0, just stays 0, and we end up with 0, 3. And that's the reflection across the line y equals x.